For as long as she can remember, Savannah Wood has wanted to be a cheerleader.
Bravo!
Long before she entered Patrick Henry High School, she was preparing to support their teams, until she finally reached 8th grade and had an opportunity to try out for the Patriots squad.
Every day she'd go in the backyard and get on the trampoline and do toe touches.
We saw her and we looked at her and we were like, dude, who is this girl? She's amazing. So we fell in love with her the first time.
Savannah didn't stop at cheering. She also played lacrosse in the spring. But during her freshman year, while preparing for both sports, something didn't feel right.
I started becoming short of breath. I couldn't breathe after practice, and my mom, I just thought, well, maybe I'm not conditioned enough.
We continued to go to the doctor at least once to 3 times a week until we got an answer as to why she was getting run down.
Initially, Savannah thought she had strep throat, but tests came back negative. Another exam noticed a heart murmur, and a subsequent CT scan found a mass. She was 15 years old, and her doctor didn't give her much time to linger on his news.
And he asked if I wanted to be transported to the hospital or if I wanted to walk over. And he just told me, we think you have lymphoma, so you pick which one you want to do.
Any child doesn't want to hear they have cancer, especially in their 9th grade year of high school. She wanted to know if she was going to die. That was one of the first questions she asked me. And we told her no. We knew that she had a fighting spirit.
That spirit would be tested in ways Savannah and her family never considered.
Thoughts always ran through my mind, like, what if I don't make it? What if the chemo doesn't work and it just keeps on getting worse? I mean, there were thoughts that I could possibly die.
And yet, her main concern was not for herself, but the effect all this had on her family, especially her younger sister.
And it was definitely hard because having a little sister, you don't want to put anyone through that.
Savannah's body began shutting down. She spent a month in intensive care with pneumonia and eventually had to relearn how to walk and move her fingers and toes.
It was so hard. I mean, I went to physical therapy about 4 times a week in the mornings for a couple hours. I had to wear braces on my legs. I had to be in a wheelchair.
When she knew that it was going to be hard, the only thing she wanted to do was get back and cheer.
I just can't believe y'all are seniors.
Despite her treatment, she was still a constant presence at Patrick Henry, not wanting anyone to think she was fragile or giving up.
She was at every game. She was at homecoming, everything. She didn't miss a beat.
The mass subsided and her strength returned.
When that hit.
In fact, it never really left.
I go back to when I was super, super skinny, and I'm just like, how is that me a year ago? And I mean, it makes me really happy to see how far I've come.
She always had a positive attitude. Every time I talked to her, I would go and see her. So I think cheerleading definitely helped physically, but I think more so it helped her mentally.
Her last chemo treatment was August 8th.
Come on, PA!
And she went to practice that day.
She didn't want to let her team down because she made varsity captain. That's something that she looked forward to her senior year.
Everything can be taken away from you in a split second. And they see what she's gone through and they've seen her bounce back. And I think that these girls really look up to her.
I would never, ever take that back. Like, I wouldn't change anything that happened. I think this situation definitely made me a better person.
Let's go, Patriots!